Right, we're going live shortly. We're just waiting for a few people to jump on. It's 8:30. Just type in a few messages. Wait for a viewer to join us. See Stefan. Hi, Steph. Ernie. Ernie's hiding. We're just waiting for a few minutes to for people to jump on. Okay, it's 8:32. Welcome to Halls RMS Limited. My name is David. I'm the director and owner of Halls RMS Limited, and I've chosen to do this live broadcast tonight just to really get the ball started, get the ball rolling. And as you can see, I've got two amazing guests that have taken valuable time out of their busy schedules this evening to be with us. First of all, to my left. And this is really strange because my screen is like back to front for some reason, so I'm pointing left and on my screen it looks like it's right. Is Ernie Alan, the biggest thing in swing. Good evening, Ernie.
Good evening, Dave.
Ernie. He might even do us a bit of a rendition of some of his stuff later, but listen, I've been thinking about this broadcast for a long time now, and it's absolutely fantastic to be here on this summer evening here in Chesterfield, broadcasting live, and it's something I've wanted to do for a long time. I do feel a little bit nervous, but I thought, you know, I've been inspired lately by a gentleman called Gary Vaynerchuk, and been watching his videos a lot, and you know, the thing he really harps on about to anybody in business is just start. You know, like, you know, I wanted this like professional BBC studio with lighting and girls in the background and stuff like that, and professional cameras facing, and you know, maybe that's what I'm really wanting tonight. But you know, I've got my phone hooked up in the office, and you know, I'm doing that brave and bold thing of just making a start. And you know, I want to do this thing like once a month. I want to get people into the studio. It'd be nice if like Stefan could join us, and as we gather momentum from time to time. You don't have to commit, it's okay. But, you know, he could answer any electrical questions you've got. Stefan is from Auton's Electrical. He's local here in Chesterfield as well. And he's happy to answer any questions you may have this evening. We do have a live chat on the phone this evening. So if you've got any questions you might want to ask, then ask away in the links.
Indeed.
Thank you. And we've got the same for Ernie as well. So we've got two watchers now, which is fantastic. So I'm going to sort of really say that whatever in business, just go for it. Just go for it. Just make a start. And I've got Ernie with us this evening. So Ernie, do you want to tell us what you do?
Well, good evening, everybody. My name's Ernie Alan. As Dave mentioned, the biggest thing in swing, because I'm 6'3".
And full of muscle.
15 stone. Yeah. I'm a Frank Sinatra Dean Martin tribute. Started out about 10 years ago doing mainly Frank Sinatra. Just recently, in the last few years, got into the Dean Martin. And more recently still, back in March, I was asked to do an event for a friend of mine and cover some Elvis tracks, which I'd never done before, never thought of doing. And they went down quite well. And since then, I've done the tracks at events that I learned for that. I've got a good response from them, and a few more have been suggested. So I've got the Elvis book at the moment. So there's about probably 15 tracks that I've done in the last 6 weeks, Elvis related. But I don't really intend going down the Elvis tribute route. I'll stick to what I'm good at and what I know, which is the Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin.
Are they keeping you busy, your fans? Or?
Oh yeah. Right. Virtually every weekend I had Christmas Day off.
Wow.
And I didn't
He
get
gets
my
Christmas Day off.
Yeah, I didn't get my
Bragging.
birthday off. It was my 40th back in April, and I completely forgot actually that it was my 40th. Obviously, I knew it was my birthday, and I booked the entire weekend out. But I got the Saturday, I had a cancellation out the Saturday after, so my birthday was a week late. So yeah, it's busy, busy. If I'm not out gigging, I'm rehearsing. I spend about at least minimum 3 hours every night that I can. Sometimes 4 up to 5 hours rehearsing, practicing, learning new material. So yeah.
And where do you do that, Ernie? Is that at home or?
That is at home. I've got a studio upstairs in the attic room, which has got a speaker set up there, like it's a smaller speaker setup that I use, obviously, because I don't want to blow the tiles off the roof.
I bet your neighbours love you.
Oh, they do. We're quite a way away from, because it's in like an orchardy bit on the farm, so there's no immediate neighbours.
It's posh.
No, well, no, not
Posh,
really. But the chickens love it. The chickens are big swing fans.
That's it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Why did you get into it? Where did it all come from?
The chickens or the singing?
The singing.
The singing was
Chicken or the egg?
back in 2004. My gran mentioned she'd been reading in the Derbyshire Times. It was when Fame Academy was quite big, and there was a local competition called Peak Academy, and they were running it over a weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. These auditions for it, and at the time I had a burger van. I'd never done any singing outside of the bathroom. I used to sing. What was it, Aerosmith? I used to have an Aerosmith
Love in an
album.
elevator?
Yes.
Wow.
Living it up and we're going down.
Or your weekend song, Dude Looks Like a Lady.
do me. Yeah, so Aerosmith, but I grew up with Frank, not grew up with him, but the Frank Sinatra songs on the radio and all the older stuff.
The Rat Pack.
Can't be
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Frank.
No,
Old
absolutely
school
not.
stuff,
Absolutely not.
Ever been to Vegas?
Not yet. It's something I'm looking to do.
What's a holiday or?
No, well, it would be a holiday, yeah, trip of a lifetime. But what a bit of a pipe dream at the minute, but I'm working towards it, would be to ideally buy a campfire or a motorhome, pack the gear in it, and go around touring, just supporting my own way, and then hopefully the big finish end up in Vegas. But it's a dream. But then again, dreams, you got to work.
Dream big, I say. That's it.
Aim high.
Dream big, work hard.
Earn big.
Do you believe you'll get there?
Yeah. I think
Fantastic.
absolutely, no doubt. Really.
Is it that keeps driving you every day?
That, and I mean, I've got quite a lot of support. I'm lucky to have a lot of support on Facebook. I think,
How many followers have you got on Facebook? Be honest.
I honestly don't know. I think
19,000.
no, there's not 90,000 on Facebook.
I'm sure it just said 19,000 on there.
I didn't realise that. I thought it was about 10, maybe 12,000 on Facebook.
Look, fine.
Let's just have a look.
13,000. Sorry,
That's
nearly
right.
14,000.
Almost 14,000 on Facebook.
Pretty good going.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good, isn't
Yeah,
it?
very good, yeah.
It's pretty good.
But there's obviously Facebook's quite good for me. Twitter, just really getting into that. But Reverb Nation, that's quite a good one.
Reverberation.
Yeah, that's it's obviously for.
So what's that?
It's what was the old one called? The music thing. MySpace.
MySpace, yeah.
MySpace. It's kind of a modern day
Yeah.
MySpace, whereby you kind of get ranked chart positions based on the amount of times that people play your music and the amount of fans that you've got.
Wow.
And since joining it in, I can't remember when I joined, 2-3 years ago, I was in the top 4 or 5, but I've been the #1 regional and local jazz swing artist on there for virtually since I joined. And I think there's like 23,000
Wow.
fans altogether, maybe 26, I don't know.
Excellent.
So yeah, I'm quite lucky.
You are.
And, I
You've
thank
worked hard
everybody.
at it though.
I do thank everybody for it. So thank you.
So obviously on our Facebook we can put the links and stuff to help people if they're wanting
Mhm.
to go down that road, can't we?
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
Do you use just one? Is there any particular form of social media that works better for you? Or
I'd say Facebook is the best
Facebook,
one because
yeah.
everybody's on it, and all I post all the links to it anyway. But I think
Sure.
Facebook's really good.
yeah?
Yeah.
And how do you make it work for you then? Because I mean, to get 13,000, I tell you what, it's pretty impressive. You must. It's almost like going viral, isn't it? I mean, because like to me, I've got what 500 odd followers on my business page, but let's be honest, pat testing, insurance, boring. singer, entertainer, 13,000, nearly 14,000. I mean, the surely...
It's making people aware of it as well. So every time I get a booking inquiry, I always say, even before it turns into a booking at the inquiry stage, I'm always passing them links along and say, you can listen to my music, here's my website, I've got links on Facebook, and I always, at the events as well, if I'm mingling around talking to people, sometimes over the microphone I'll say, you know, if you do like it, if you like what I've done, like the page, give me a quick review. And after as well, I always email the client with the links in for reviews, the Facebook page for a like, and get them to, I always say, you know, email any guests that you know of or any friends that can help me out with a like. So most of it comes from there. And obviously my friends share it as well. The friends that I've got on Facebook. Family's quite good as well. I've got some cousins that are always happy to share and like stuff and post up stuff for me, so that helps.
That's amazing.
I'm lucky.
You are lucky, but you've worked very hard at it.
Well, yeah, like I say, the rehearsals at least 3 or 4 times a week.
A week per week. So if you want to get somewhere, people, you got to put the work in. It's
exactly,
simple,
yeah.
It?
You want to be the best and you want to beat the rest.
Yeah, exactly. yeah.
It's just like if you're a bodybuilder or a boxer.
Yeah.
You got to keep. You need some muscle. Your vocal cords are a muscle. You got to keep them.
You got to hustle with the muscle, man. So have you got any like side hustle? Speaking of hustle,
I've got what? Sorry,
side hustle. Like my full-time job is portable appliance testing, but at the weekends, I do DJing. I've been a DJ for 30 years, and that's how we met.
30, I think I'm
35. Can we not speak about age?
You look younger than me, never ages, seriously.
Add a decade on and you'll be a bit out there.
Like Peter Pan.
So you don't do anything
nothing.
than you singing at the moment?
No, chickens is a hobby.
Yeah?
Yeah. Obviously, sell the eggs, we get 60 pence a dozen. I'm not going to make £1 million for the chickens.
A bit like pat testing, you don't make many tit dozen, do you?
No, this is the main thing. I've been committed to this now it's been a full-time professional job for, I think it was 2013, when I quit the day job.
Sure.
It's just because the amount of bookings that I was getting at the time, there was no time for rehearsals.
Right.
And the gigs that I was doing back then, I think the biggest set that I did was 2 45-minute sets, and I'll be honest, when I first started, it was 2 half-hour sets. That was all the material that I got, and I was out there gigging, and I was making a living from it. I was getting booked, rebookings and whatnot. But I look back on it now. Well, 4 years ago, I looked back on it and I cringed. I thought, how can I? That was a show. There was a diverse range of stuff that I put in there. And then I look back now at what I was doing 4 years ago and think, how on earth did that work?
Yeah.
And I suppose in 4 years' time, I'll look back now and think, how did I make it work? But it's just I'm constantly adding stuff, constantly reviewing it, and adding new material, and just building on it, basically.
Well, George Smith, my right-hand man, he's watching in tonight. Hi, George. How you doing, pal? Want you to sing a song? Are you going to sing him a song, or are you going to miss? Give it a miss?
No. Is there any particular one?
He's not put any. No, he's just put a song. So sing a song. Or
there's one coming up. It's good to have a laugh. There's an event that I'm doing with Just Jerry in a few months' time.
All right.
Which were one of them. I'm not a massive fan of Michael Bublé. In all honesty, I really can't stand the fella.
Right.
But
personally?
No, I really can't stand him.
Right. Okay.
But he's kept things in the loop. He's brought, I suppose, it's a renewed interest. He's brought it to the younger people, and respect him for what he's done. Obviously.
Absolutely, yeah. He's a big megastar, isn't he?
But the only 2 tracks that I do by Michael Bublé are. Well, it's his version of Queen's. I forgot now. This is good. Oh dear. Come on. This is it. I'm on the spot now. Can't remember it. Crazy Little Thing Called Love. There we go.
Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
And the other
Good
one,
song.
which we'll be doing in August, is his version of Van Morrison's original Moondance.
Oh wow.
So that's one that we'll be doing later on. And the other one, that's this one I'm thinking about, was Come Fly With Me, Frank Sinatra's version, obviously, for an event where Jerry is going to be performing to both of those tracks, which we actually did a performance in 2013 of Minnie the Moocher. And I honestly didn't know. I just thought we were doing a performance. And honestly, I swear I didn't know it was a competition. And unbelievably, we did the performance and we're packing everything down at the end of it. I thought I'd sit around and watch the acts, and then they said, "Oh, we're going to announce the winners shortly." I thought, "Oh, the see who's won this," and we actually won it. And I didn't even know it was a competition until we'd won it.
Hi, Damien. Damien Eve says, hi, guys. Great show.
Ah, good evening.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your number one fan at last. It's not about you, it's not about me.
All right.
Jordan Smith. Purple Rain? Wow, that's a big ask.
That's Frank Sinatra's most famous one there, I think, isn't it? Oh, no, Prince, there we go. Unfortunately, it's not one I know. But for the, who was it that asked for the...
Jordan.
Oh, Jordan, right.
Just said sing a song, so that could be
it's mainly Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin that I do. A little bit of Elvis that I'm just learning at the minute. But the... Actually, I'll do you the two. I'll do you the Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. So that's the example of the Frank Sinatra one, which you can tell is a bit... Oh, thank you. It's kind of... it's deep, it's edgy, whereas the Dean Martin tends to be a bit more... Everybody loves somebody sometime, which is more, it's a bit more jolly, relaxed kind of thing. Frank's is a little bit more harsh, and that's the kind of distinction that I make. I never claim to be a sound alike or anything like that. It's a tribute, but I like to distinguish between the two voices.
Yeah, tribute's like somebody that loves the music but wants to replicate it to some degree.
Tribute to him,
But you're not going to never be that person, are you?
Oh, no. No, I don't think that nobody could be.
But your love of that music is coming out of you, isn't it? You know?
Two unique characters, each
Fantastic.
kings in their own field. King of Swing, Frank Sinatra, King of Cool, Dean Martin. And I'm also fortunate enough to have Dina Martin.
I know you're still there, by the way.
Sorry, mate, I'll shut
I
up.
will come to you. It's all right, we can run over it.
I've got Dina Martin, which is Dean Martin's daughter, who is a follower of mine on Twitter, which I'm really honoured about.
Really?
So, yeah.
Dean Martin's
daughter
is following you on
Twitter.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she likes the photos of
to drop a name.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'd love someone famous to follow me.
I'll follow you.
Just ask me.
There you go. Ernie Alan's following me. I mean, 13,000. I'm already potentially going viral there. Yeah, awesome. By the way, if anyone wants to know to share these live broadcasts, if you quote #hallspat, obviously hashtags are quite important in social media, and that's really what I'm sort of trying to push personally at the moment as our brand grows. I mean, this is why we're doing the shows, guys, is brand awareness. Social media wasn't around when I first started years ago, and now it's just so easy. I mean, people are putting out videos all the time, and like I say, I wanted to do this very first one. Any Bon Jovi?
Unfortunately not, no. I've been asked up for all sorts of events before.
Yeah, Jordan's hogging the chat line there, by the way.
No problem. Fantastic, more of it. Guns N' Roses again, no. Like I say, mainly Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, a little bit of Elvis. I did get asked for ABBA once, Dancing Queen, that was genuine. After I'd already said Keep It Swinging, Rat Pack Later, and somebody live at an event, it was a wedding party, asked me for ABBA's Dancing Queen. Couldn't understand why I went off on. Yeah,
well, Stefan's with us this evening. He is there, you just can't see for the text on the screen, but you are there. You can clearly see that.
That's okay.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Otherwise you'll be like Mark Vazelski off Monsters Inc., I'm sure. But you want to talk about, you do something at the weekends, or do you not want to...
What, do you mean playing the drums? Or?
Do you mean playing the drums, yes?
Yeah.
Is that something that you're happy to
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
talk about?
It's great. I play in a band called Weird Science.
Weird Science?
Yeah, obviously after the film.
Of course.
But I stood in for a drummer with
Kelly
the Groovy
LeBrook.
Cats. Yeah,
Kelly
LeBrook.
LeBrook.
Kelly LeBrook.
The wife's watching. She's alright. Not as good as you, sweetheart.
Obviously. I googled to see what she looks like now.
Yeah.
She still looks pretty hot.
Yeah.
So we do instrumental funk rock. It's good. It's different.
Yeah.
It's usually people that are musos, that musicians themselves
Sure.
are more interested in it.
More rock based.
It's rocky, funky rock though, not heavy rock or anything like
Okay.
that. But it's a good crack. We enjoy it. We do it for fun more than anything. But I played with the Groovy Cats at the weekend.
I've heard of the Groovy Cats.
Yeah. Well, you know Laura Ashford.
Yeah.
So Laura stood in for their drummer. Played up at the Peak Edge Hotel for a wedding. That was good crack.
Okay, Damien Eves asks, as self-employed people, how do you generate a USP, a unique selling point? That's a very good question,
That's a
Damien.
good question,
Who wants to go first on that? Have you thought about USP?
No, carry on. USP for myself, I don't know really. Well, I just base it's not necessarily a unique selling point, but I think in order for me to get a good custom is to be reliable, because as tradesmen, I'm an electrician for Auton's Electrical, and
Auton's Electrical.
There you go. Most people everybody I come across says that tradesmen are unreliable. They don't turn up when they say they will. They'll turn up an hour late or whatever, and they don't let the customer know. Well, I'm not like that. If I say I'm going to be there at 9 o'clock, I'm there at 9 o'clock. If there's something wrong and I can't get there for 9 o'clock, I ring them and let the customer know straight away. So, reliability, punctuality for me it's not necessarily a unique selling point, but I think it goes a long way with customers.
Well, that is your USP, isn't it? Customer care.
Yeah. On the side of my van it says reliable service.
Yeah.
And friendly and tidy. A nice tidy service. People like you to tidy up.
Yeah.
When I've left their house, generally it's cleaner than when I walked in.
Right. Sure.
So it's all good. Yeah. I started a couple of years ago on my own.
Yeah. Sure.
And it's going stronger than strength to strength. Just bought a new van. It's all good.
Awesome. So keeping busy.
Yeah. It's flat out at the minute.
Yeah. Well, my USP is like funny. It's quite funny, really. I got made redundant 7 years ago, and I decided to set up a pat testing company because I was constantly being told by electricians that they couldn't be bothered to do it.
Well, yeah, I don't.
And I know, I can count on so many hands how many electricians I know that just really do not want to do pat testing. So I saw an opportunity to specialise in the market and thus be able to give a better customer service as well. So
absolutely.
A bit like yourself. So I wanted to be somebody that can care for the customer, come in and do a thorough job. And when I say pat testing and thorough, I mean we don't just go in and throw stickers over everything like some companies potentially can do. I mean, I'm not into name dropping and bad naming people. I'm not. We're not about that. We just care about what we do, and we make sure that we do a good job. So that's our USP. And it's been a long, slow process, but it's taken 7 years to gather quite a like a big snowball sort of thing.
And word of mouth and customer recommendations.
This is it. And it's funny, really, because we get recommendations from people I've never even heard of, and Dave Smith down the road recommends. Just like who, but
people trust people, don't they?
Yeah, of course they do.
If your friend says, "Oh yeah, this is a great guy. I've used him. He's reliable. He's trustworthy. You can leave him a key. He'll come in your house in his
Exactly. We often get left alone, and we're trusted.
They know that you're going to do a neat job because the mate's already told you.
Because we want to go back the next year or the year after that,
And you want them to recommend you to their
friends,
so.
Definitely. So how does a 16-year-old, I'm at college at the moment, I'm 16 years old, I know I look good for it, but how does a 16-year-old go on into wanting to become an electrician?
Well, I mean, they've got to want it. A lot of 16-year-olds just want to sit on their arse, don't they? But if they want it and they've got to strive forward for that, then apprenticeship's the way forward, I think. Try and
apprenticeship?
Get on an apprenticeship. Get on with
get
on with a big company if you can, who are willing to pay and push you forward with some decent electricians that know what they're doing.
And what does that involve then, apprenticeship? What is it like?
It's 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah, to be a Sparky.
And that's at college, is it? And then work based as well. So how many days at college would they do, and how many days work typically would you say?
I don't know all the ins and outs, if I'm honest.
Okay.
About apprenticeships, I think whether they've changed or what, I don't know, to be honest now. So.
Yeah. So I think we know why you do it, because obviously you want to do a great job and you obviously enjoy it. I
retrained, so I mean, I've done factory work a lot for most of my life, and I thought it's time for a change. I think I was 30 or something, and I thought I've got to change this, and decided that was it. Get a trade. I didn't want to get my hands dirty too much, so I didn't want to be a plumber or.
So you chose electrician. Now in people's lofts getting covered in soot and
insulation in the summer. Yeah, it's great. I love that.
Yeah, red hot as well, isn't it?
A big bloke like me loves getting in lofts. Yeah.
I can imagine. And your why is like you love it, but where do you see it going?
To be honest with you, I mean, I'm not massively ambitious. I've just bought a new van, so as long as I can tick over and put a few quid in the bank, I don't want to have 10 guys working under me and all the stress of that. So I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
That's it for me.
So it's like a personal goal for you to keep going.
That's it. Just nice and steady, plod along. 2 holidays a year, new van. That's it. I'm not. I don't want to be a massive company with running loads of lads and stuff like that.
It's awesome. How long have you been an electrical, and why that trade? Says Jordan.
2008. Yeah, I retrained.
2008.
Yeah, so it's fairly recent.
Oh, cool.
And why that trade? I couldn't see myself rolling around under sinks and getting my big hands stuck.
Although you have to go under a sink occasionally, don't you?
Well, but you know what I mean. The plumbing side, really. And I just thought, electrical. I don't know. Is the answer. I thought I just chose to be an electrician because I thought it'd be easier than being a plumber.
To all three of you, what makes you passionate, and why do you get out of bed in the morning?
Well, it's afternoon for me when I get out of bed.
You don't get up in the mornings?
No, it's usually anything. If I'm lucky, 1 o'clock. If it's been particularly late, it's 3 o'clock. But I don't get to bed usually PM. I don't usually get to bed until minimum earliest is 6 PM. Sometimes it's 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. The time I'm finished.
Because you're gigging.
If I'm out, I mean, most gigs finish at midnight for me anyway. It takes me a good hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours to pack up. Because there's a hell of a lot of equipment. I've got the star curtain, backdrop lighting, spotlights, rigging, speakers. Amps, cables. I've got 50-metre cables to wind in, so it takes me a good hour and a half. I like to leave 2 hours, and then sometimes it's a 2-hour drive, and then I'll unload the car at the other side. So you're talking 5 o'clock in the morning. Get something. I'll not have anything to eat all day apart from a breakfast when I get up in the afternoon. So the next thing I do is get something to eat, have a drink or two, and then you're talking about at least an hour to wind down. So
sure, yeah, because
7 o'clock comes from.
You wouldn't do a 9 till 5 and then just like get home and like no, everyone, I'm going to bed.
Exactly,
you need that sort of like come down time, don't you?
For all of us, it's got to be customer satisfaction while we get out of bed and do what we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're making somebody happy. The end result for being an electrician, when somebody wants all new lights putting in and all lights in the outside and the decking and the stuff like that, outside lights. I know it sounds simple, but when people have had an extension and it all comes together at the end and you switch it on, they're amazed, and it's you see the big smile on the face, and that's it for me. And
fantastic.
And the fact is, I'm not lining somebody else's pocket. I'm doing it for me.
And it's sad, really, that a lot of people judge you just by like the one socket that you put in, but they don't realise the hard work that you've gone to.
I know.
To actually chase down the wall and get it to where it needs to be. All they see is like this plastic socket on the wall. It's like, I'm paying 3-figure sum for that. But
unless they're actually stood over you watching you do the work.
Or if it's nice LED lights in garden, then it's worth it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Damien asks, I've not answered my question yet. What makes me passionate, and why do I get out of bed in the morning? Family. It's been a struggle from the start to me, and I've always wanted to get better at what I do, and pat testing is a hard struggle because it's a bit like piecework in a factory, really. You get paid on what you test, and
you've got to be on it, haven't you?
You've got to be really on it, and it's really tough for a one-man band, you might say, to be able to make it pay. Hence, that's why I do the side hustle of DJing at the weekends. So the only way to grow a pat testing business is to grow people that are able to do it. So what I'm doing at the moment is absolutely stretching myself beyond almost capability, and that's why we brought Jordan in now to share the workload, and then we can build his workload up, and then I can employ another part-time lad and build him up, and that's how you grow. That's how you grow a business. So
where do you get your leads from then, and business from? You got advertising? Or?
Word of mouth, like you say. We've got our own website. I advertise on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Twitter, I use that, but
that's good,
it's amazing.
Well,
but
Facebook.
I'm not doing any paid ads at the moment. Yet people are aware of what I do. The name's in the clue as well. The clues of the name, shall I say, on social media. So that the passion is like the family, the end result. I've seen I want a 6-figure salary, and that'd be so nice, but even if I don't, excuse me, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but hopefully we're back on now. Damien Eves asks, we work on word of mouth. Do you have any tips to improve this? For example, I've seen on email Don't keep a secret. Tell your friends. Do you any other tricks of the trade? Ernie.
Oh, sorry, mate. What was the question?
Did you zone out? Damien Eve asks, we work on word of mouth.
Yep.
Do you have any tips to improve this? Don't keep a secret. Tell your friends. Do you have any other tricks of the trade?
Before all, even at enquiry stage, I pass all the links out.
Yeah.
To the Facebook, YouTube, and website. And at the end of every event, I always tell people there's business cards that I hand out. And after, when I ask the client to review, again, I put the links on. I ask them to forward the emails to any other guests that were there, and just get them. There's picked up quite a lot of business from that actually.
Yeah.
From people that were at parties, because I'll get emails or phone calls and saying, "Oh, it's Teresa. Do you remember you did our Cheryl's party last year?" And I remember every single gig that I've done. They're all special in one way or another. So a lot of it is business cards work, and the pull-up banners. I've invested in a couple of those myself as well. It's got my big old mug on them there.
Gratuitous pull-up banner shot.
So. But that's it. Just I
tend to ask customers to leave me feedback on my Auton's Electrical Facebook page. Leave me a review. You know, obviously
5-star, yeah. That's always good.
I use the My Builder website, and the good thing with that is you can pick and choose. And then also, they can leave you a review, and people when they Google Electrician, it'll come up, and they can read all your reviews. And you know, I've got 100%.
Google Plus is a good.
You can stick your fingers in that and get an electric shock, or you can, you know. So it's really important. I mean, you know, Stefan's here.
Same when I do periodic inspection and tests.
Yeah.
You go around, do your visual checks, crack sockets, anything broken. A lot of you get, excuse me, you get a lot of people doing DIY, don't you? Well,
absolutely.
In my job, that's the biggest no-no. You see people.
Nice light.
Yeah,
nice,
fantastic. Yeah,
nice plug for Chauvet there, of course. Nice local
Show
business in Derbyshire.
Free stuff.
Free stuff, Rob Moore. Free stuff.
Cool.
Well, I think we're going to wrap things up.
Yeah.
If you're happy, if you've got any questions you want to ask anybody, or are you hot ground tonight? I think.
Yeah, it's been a good show.
Hopefully there's not been too much technical issues towards the end there. Hopefully, you know, if it's recorded it in separate videos, then we might be able to piece it together.
Oh yeah.
Stitch it together and share it afterwards.
7 links.
But you know, it was all about wanting to get the ball rolling tonight, and I do thank everybody for viewing this evening. I think we had four viewers, but you know, like I said with the broadcast, I wanted to start. Hopefully we've made a bit of a difference to you 3 or 4 people this evening, and thank you for watching. I'm hoping to do this sort of thing once a month. Bring on, you know, bring a bit of value to invite different business people on to talk about their business. You know,